What do you think? Time series.
Got my aviator glasses. I gotta say, I feel badass when I wear those things.
Well,
I do. I feel badass when I wear them.
Okay.
You ready?
Bad when you wear them.
I'm born ready.
Are you ready for the 80s? Ready for the 80s?
Make sure you get that overlay popped up quick. That lower third.
Oh, I can probably do it this way, I think.
I like the look of it being up right when it starts,
I can,
or a transition in where it slides in or something right when.
I can move a nut over to the left there if you need for me to. I'm just.
There's not much that gets me in that. You got me. Good Lord.
Boo, everybody.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
it's Smoking Underground, and we thought we'd start it out with a friendly clown because everybody loves a clown.
I don't know if the mics were hot during that time frame, but Gary just said something to me that I'm really hard to embarrass or get or anything, and he got me with that one. Damn. Hello, everybody. Are we still the My Father Cigar Lounge and Studio?
No, I probably have the wrong overlay up, but at least your privates are not exposed.
Nuts ahead. Oh, my God. Hello.
Welcome.
The audio listener is probably going to be really kind of freaked out about the beginning of the show. Bear with us.
Well,
I know.
Remember, they get that image as cover art on their podcast.
Okay.
So as they're sitting there you might want to make this a 30-minute show because as they're sitting there driving along, that static image is going to be staring them in the face.
That's true.
Instead of him dancing around.
I'm Devin. That's Gary.
Hola.
That's John.
John.
That's Michael.
Big Mikey.
Oh my God! Get that off the screen. Oh.
And this is what the audio podcaster is enjoying.
Oh my gosh! You imagine looking at that the whole time.
There you go. We left you exposed. Oh no!
Yeah.
See my rolls.
Yeah. You can see all mine.
So
God.
rough week for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's been a rough week.
What?
I don't know, man. I guess the season's in the air or something because I'm tired all the time.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's this heat, man. This heat
really
will
is.
just drag you down, man.
But when it was super, super hot and oppressive, I was like, oh, it's tiring, but I made it through.
Yeah.
I think it's because it's in that transition period.
Maybe.
So it's really affecting. Like
yeah.
I've talked to a few people talking about they've been having trouble sleeping the past month. Yeah. You, me, some of the guys at the cigar shops did the same thing, guys at work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I've gotten down to taking melatonin every once in a while just to get myself to sleep properly.
I don't know what it is, but boy, it'll do it right quick like, man. Thank you, Mikey. Appreciate it, buddy. Big time.
How are you, Gary?
I'm good. I am good. I am especially good because today I'm having to burn some days before my annual fiscal year comes up for everything to roll over and all that kind of crap. The company I work for on a full-time basis, of course, they don't roll over. So you got to burn them before you lose them and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Our company instituted something that was pretty cool last year where they paid you.
Well, see, that's nice.
Yeah.
I would do that.
And then I had like 7 days worth, and they're like, next year, please don't do that. Three days at the most.
No.
Please don't do that.
Yeah, please don't. Yeah. We've got lopsided books now.
Yeah.
So,
no, I tell you what, with vacation days, PSA, take them seriously. Use them.
Yeah.
Don't save them up unless they transition over and you got a vacation coming up or something.
Yeah, man.
Take the time. You got a 3-day weekend. Well, I got a 3-day weekend coming up.
Yeah.
Because we get Labor Day off.
Yeah.
And I didn't think ahead. I would have taken Friday off, taken tomorrow off. Just have a long weekend every once in a while.
I did. I went ahead and took took tomorrow, and I took Tuesday off too because our Monday is Tuesday next week. Yeah. So, and I don't want to be anywhere in it. I'm the first bullet out of the chamber at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
So I get all of the mess that comes in. So I'm going to leave that to somebody else next Tuesday.
I've got nearly, I think, 17 days of PTO.
Oh, yeah.
And so, you know what I've been thinking about doing next year?
God, yeah, man.
Is like, I know I use some during the holidays
Mhm.
because I got to drive back to Georgia and stuff like
Right,
that.
right.
But I've been thinking like I want to plan mine next year. So when it comes down to okay, you have 10 days left you need to use. I'm going to do
Right.
like every Friday.
Oh yeah,
You get 4-day work week every
Yeah.
week.
that's what
for
I'm going to do this time.
the end of the year.
Yeah, I'll
Something
do
like that.
Friday and Monday, and Friday and Monday, and then Friday all the way till about October.
There you go.
Yeah, and then so yeah, it's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm doing Friday and Tuesday also this week.
Sweet.
I'm sitting on, what did we
Yes.
figure the other day? I don't know. It's about 60 hours of PTO also.
Wow.
So,
Dang,
and a
dude.
floating holiday. So I'm taking all the week after Christmas. We have a blackout from November 1st to
Yeah.
December 24th,
Right.
traditionally, but 23rd this
Yeah.
year or 22nd.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to figure out what long weekends I'm taking. I think every weekend next month's going to definitely be a long weekend.
Well, with my new position at work, I can't take a full week off unless it's like going on vacation. Not
Right.
just like because typically when I take a week off, I sit at home and I get stuff done and relax and enjoy it.
Yeah. Right.
But with the ordering process the way it is, it's like that's not a good idea because I'll just be backed up and have like a stack of folders to order.
Yeah, and your customers are sitting around twiddling their thumbs.
Yeah.
Going okay, when
But
So,
the great news is I'm not in customer support anymore, so I don't have to
okay, good.
answer people constantly.
Good. Thank
Um,
goodness, man. That is great there. Bless your heart there, man. Good night.
My dad just texted me and he goes, "That movie, The Samaritan with Sylvester Stallone,
Mhm.
that was a good movie. I watched that this last weekend. Did not enjoy that. Did not enjoy that movie.
Well, okay.
It was very meh. Very meh. StreamYard has lost access to Facebook account.
Don't worry, we've got you covered.
I got
Okay.
it.
Here.
So
right.
today, what I'm drinking,
Yes.
it's something that you guys need to. We apparently don't sell that much, but I recommend you trying it out. It's called Amador. It's a whiskey company, double barrel blended bourbon whiskeys finished with Chardonnay wine barrels.
Mm.
And right out of the bottle, it had a harsh note that I didn't like.
Yeah.
Then I sat it down. I went and got in your water, came back, and it was way better. Just had it had to breathe for a
So I
second.
had to breathe a little bit. That must be that wine stuff that's coming
Yeah.
through, tannins and all that other fancy stuff that they say. all
Tannins
that
is a
kind
good
of
word. I
stuff.
like the word
Yeah, I
tannins.
do too, man. Irritates my stomach a little bit, but I like it. I like
Yeah.
it a lot, though. Yeah, I actually indulged in a little bit of a drip here, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. That's
yeah,
good.
it's not bad.
That's not bad at all. I would get that. That's a good cigar drink, right?
It is. It really is.
That right there seemed like it would be a little bit complex with anything that you smoke. It will change those flavors as it goes down. So I don't know, but correct me if I'm wrong there. Yeah.
So today, what we're smoking is it's a
Yes.
cigar clown
Da-da-da-da.
cigar.
This is
If you can show off the band there, I'd appreciate it, Mr.
cool
John.
band. Kinda
Yeah,
creepy.
I
but
couldn't show it to you if I tried. Everything on there is like microscopic.
Yeah.
And I'm doing a wide mouth punch on mine. And John, what are you gonna do? A V cut?
Actually, I'm going to do a shuriken. I have had really
Okay.
good luck
Oh,
with
he's
the
doing the shirking today.
I
Okay.
had good luck with shurikens on the LCA stuff.
Okay.
Or I
All
guess I'm
right.
50-50 on it.
And he's doing the straight cut in the plastic like a hooligan.
IR and done.
Well, I might have done that, but you made me strip mine so that I can strip mine.
So,
It sounds like I'm an industrialist.
Oh, it sounds like you're something.
Yeah, let's see here.
Woo!
Somewhere can we
Alright.
get this into the? I never can get my camera right there.
There it is.
Yeah.
There's that happy clown face.
Yeah, it's
Killer
got kind of
clown.
the label looks almost like a certified mail in an aspect. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like seals on it, and numbers and stuff. And honestly, when I first looked at it, I thought it was a cyberpunk guy in a hat, not a clown. I had to look at it harder. It said
Yeah.
cigar clown, and I went, "Oh,
Right.
there's the red nose. I see
Right.
it." Okay,
There it is right
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
it's we're about to try it. Tell us a little bit about it, Gary.
Okay. This is coming from the Provided Cigar Club. Now, this right here in the clown series right here, or in the clown, this is you had two types. You had the Ron and you got the not Ron. This is going to be the not Ron. Now, this is a little bit comparable to the Ron. The Ron was only about 6 by 50. It was compared to be a full body cigar. It's Nicaraguan Puro, AJ Fernandez, Annex Factory down at Esteli, Nicaragua. But this one right here is the Ron again 650. This right here is 6x52. Okay, so again Nicaraguan Puro. But this one right here has the same blend, so there's no difference. It's just longer. So in case you guys probably already know this, don't know, but I'll enlighten you a little bit. The longer the cigar, okay, the smoother the smoke.
Yeah.
But as it goes down, what you're going to do is those oils are going to warm up and they're going to collaborate as they go down. So your cigar is going to get a little bit stronger than the rest of the bunch out there. So you're going to have all of that come together as it goes down. So a Robusto would have more flavor, or a nub would have more flavor than what a Churchill or a Toro would be, or a Torpedo.
Right.
So this right here is actually a little bit smoother than what the Ron was. This is the not Ron from the Clown.
You've had the Ron?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
John, did you have the Ron, John?
Ron John? The Ron John?
Ron?
I have not had the Ron.
Have you not?
Well, technically these don't go on sale tomorrow.
That's true.
They just got here. They just got here.
Yeah. September 1st. Yeah.
So they go on sale tomorrow.
Yeah.
Low teens.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Low teens. Okay.
The smaller
All right.
one's a buck less, but
So I was smoking a Nica Rustica Adobe
Oh yeah.
right
Those are
before
good.
this.
Those are good.
They're good.
Yeah.
I will say, going to this, I'm enjoying this far better now because the taste is a lot more mellow. And honestly, I wanted something a little lighter. And this has got a nice. It's not super aromatic, but it's got a nice natural flavor to it.
buttery.
But yes, that's a great word, buttery. Yes, that's so buttery. It's the butter in your biscuit.
And again, with that shirkin, I'm getting the 2 or 3 little just knife edges on my tongue, and then and it's intense, and then it just softens itself.
Hey, remind me next
there we
week.
go.
I want to use your
Nice.
shirkin. I don't want to use my punch. I want to use your shirkin. I want to try that out.
Well, it depends on the cigar we do.
That's true. That's true. But I would like to try that. I need to get one.
FYI, if you
The metal shirkin.
make note of next week in our show, because next week we're going to be doing some comparisons, I believe, aren't we, John?
I think so. We've got a couple of shows lined up. I'm not sure the order we're going to hit them, but Eganosa Leaf introduced a new Connecticut, which is technically the old Eganosa Leaf Connecticut. It's just rebranded, new bands, new boxing, slightly different shape. It's more of a softer box press than it was before. We're going to do those back to back and see if they say there's no change to the blend in that. So we'll make our judgment on that. See,
All right.
we're going to do the old Black Diamond versus the new Black Diamond.
Oh, I'm stoked about that one, brother.
JC Newman
I'm ready.
has supposedly mellowed the Black Diamond a little bit because of customer feedback. It disappeared from the market for about a year, and it was reintroduced at PCA. And we're just getting them into the shops now. I think Mountain Brook Vitola has some. I don't have them here at 280 yet, unless they got here. I didn't have time to check before the show, but so we've got that one coming up. And then we're going to the big show, and it's going to be an hour-long show, guys. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, I'm looking forward
we're going to
it.
do the 4 different cuts on the same cigar. We've got some Michaelis pulled back. It's going to be the exact same cigar. We're going to go through. We're going to do a V cut. We're going to do a guillotine cut. We're going to do the shirkin, and we're going to do a punch, all on the same cigar to see if it changes the flavor, because the shirkin has really taught me the cut makes
The metal shirkin.
a world of difference. Yeah. See, you can get on Amazon, buy a shirkin in plastic that's about half the price we're charging here in the shop for the metal one.
I've got one. It doesn't work.
The plastic one's flex.
Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't
I know
work.
a couple people that
Dang.
Devin, we've got a couple people that said, "Oh, I'm going to order," and they went ahead and ordered them on Amazon. And you like this thing? And then I let them cut it with the shop metal.
Yep.
The one I'm using right now is the shop cutter. We do have one. You have to ask for it.
Yeah.
They're $45 or something.
Yeah, which
but
seems a little high to me, but I get it.
looking at it, I can see why it's $45.
Yeah, I
it's
can
It's a
too.
brushed stainless. You've got those little razor blades in there, and that.
And I've seen people pay more for V cuts than that.
Well,
So,
I mean, I think I paid $39 for my Calibri V cutter,
yeah.
Right.
but that was 5, 6, probably 8 years ago.
Yeah. So far so good. I would say I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah. It's to me it's quite smooth. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very, very smooth.
Yeah,
right
very
now,
smooth.
for the cigar.
This
it
is like the second or third one in the last few months. It's an AJ Fernandez produced,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And
He's all over the place, man. I love his stuff. I love his stuff.
I've had mixed feelings about some of the
Man.
LCA stuff. I really like the Lanceros over time.
Mhm.
The Death Bucket, that was their initial cigar or the
Delicious.
initial cigar
Yep.
we had.
Delicious.
Still might be the top one. Purple People Eater's a close tie.
Is it?
Depending
like
on
that?
depending on the cut.
Depending
Right
on the cut.
Right on.
I'm gonna have to shirkin cut a Death Bucket. I got one or two left.
Boy, I bet that'd be good.
And see what that does. But
Golly, boy.
this one's right up there too. This is gonna be in my top 5 of the LCA cigars.
Very
At
nice.
least where I'm at, quarter inch. And
I'm getting a lot of almond out of this. Maybe some walnut out of this one right here. Well, very, very nutty, if you will, and creamy.
Yeah.
that
So
kind of goes
very
almond butter.
nice. Almond butter.
Almond butter.
Right on.
Great. That combo right
I
there.
like that. Almond
Yeah, I
butter.
recommend you try it. Pick it up. Go for it. I like the band. I really do.
The band is unique, isn't it?
You know something I noticed, which
They're
I don't think
stepping
John
out.
showed on there, is you see the curve at the end of the band. There's a nice it's not a straight edge. It's a curve on one of the corners. You gotta ask yourself why they did that, because you don't normally see that.
I'm showing, if you're watching the video, I'm showing the curve on the.
Yeah, and all I can think is they and this is me just trying to figure out the logic behind it. They kind of figure people are going to pull them off and save them, and they want it to look nice in your book.
And I'm guessing the other end probably is the same way, probably curved.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
John
Well,
likes to take his labels off, so he may find out
Yeah.
before everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we've got a new clever idea that we're going to be working on with movies here in the future, which I'm really excited for that one.
Our movie episodes where we discuss movies and cigars have always been really popular, so we're going to play a spin on it.
Yeah. That ought to be good.
That's right down my
And
alley.
basically,
I love that
if you know a
I do.
movie, or I'll even say a TV show series, one of the streaming service series or something, skip The Sopranos. What we want to do is we want to watch the movie. We want to review kind of what we feel the cigar's role was in the movie. I mean, taking The Sopranos, would Tony Soprano be Tony Soprano without that big fat cigar? That's kind of an iconic thing of him. Now, the opening credits really add to that.
Sure.
But we'll kind of discuss that. And what we're going to try to do is figure out what they're actually smoking. And then we're not going to go outside of the shop. We're going to figure out what we have in the shop that might be as close to that cigar taste wise that we can determine
Now, I
and
had
smoke
just-
that on those shows.
Yeah.
I had an interesting thought of something to watch.
So
which
shoot us your suggestions. Go to the website, smokingunderground.com, and shoot us a message.
I don't know if we could be able to watch this because it's a series, it's not a movie, but I'm not ashamed to admit I like the show Downton Abbey. I'm not ashamed to admit it. And every once in a while you'll see them smoke a cigar. And it always made me think, what kind of cigar would they have smoked in like 1915? 1920. What would be the cigar? Because you can kind of see a band on it, but I can't see what it is.
Yeah, earlier in the century, decades earlier, if you will, a lot of the cigars, it's like Ybor City. Ybor City was not always in Tampa. Ybor City really originally were in the Keys.
Yeah,
and then of course they had some labor issues and some crap like that went on, and basically I think it was almost like a slavery type thing there, and that went belly up, if you will.
yeah.
and then they started moving these things around. And Ybor City eventually landed here in Tampa. A lot of your cigar makers, Cuba was doing some of the stuff at that time, but it was more or less on the south end of the border there. Okay, it was really down south, if you will, Mexico and all those areas right
But
there.
what would they have smoked in England in 1920?
A lot of your tobaccos back then were coming out of Asia. Yeah. So a lot of your tobaccos were actually coming out of Asia, Thailand, all Philippines, all of that type of stuff there. And they were starting to migrate towards this way as well. And then, of course, America started catching on just a little bit and said, hey, and then, of course, you got your American-made type stuff that comes in then. And then that started moving in. Started doing that type stuff there. So, that's mainly what you were looking at back then. It could be a variety of things. Because back Europe was real big in making these things. H. Upman, you're looking at a European banker, and he basically wanted to start his own cigar company. Did that back in the late 1800s. So Punch, same way. Punch was a comedic thing.
Right.
The clown that you see on the band, that was basically a comedic thing right there, and that's where Punch come from.
Huh.
So all of that right there, European in England, all of that was sort of the base or the substance of what we have today.
Okay.
Now, what we have, you'll see, of course, Cuba and all that kind of stuff now. But that now is more of a standard, if you will, because Cuba's been around for ages. They've grown tobacco for years, hundreds of years. And that's the reason why they're, like they are today. They're the standard and the icon of the authority, if you will. In the cigar industry, and that's the reason why we have what we have, and that's the reason why I stand on what I stand on, the beliefs of Cuba and the cigars thereof.
Right.
So anyway, that's what you're looking at there. So Europe had a huge stand on making cigars over there and smoking them. A lot. It's like Churchill. That was the original Romeo and Julieta. Okay. Was a Clemencia size, which was a little bit bigger than a Toro, but thinner than a little bit bigger than a Lonsdale, just a little bit. And of course, Churchill decided to make his own size.
Yeah.
So anyway, am I talking too much?
No.
Okay. Anyway,
it's interesting stuff. You got me thinking like the history of cigars and things like that. Obviously we probably have more cigar smokers now than they did way back then, simply because they're more accessible and they're probably because you're thinking.
I would think percentage wise, it's probably about the same.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I've heard a breakdown of the cigar smokers say in America, and when it really comes down to it, we're less than like 0.3% of the population of this country.
Right.
Which only puts like, is it 300 to 700,000 cigar smokers in the United States.
Wow.
Which is a really minuscule number.
Little, isn't it? Yeah.
Getting into the history.
Seems like it would be more.
Ironically, and I don't mind pushing this podcast. They are the best cigar podcast, in my opinion. It's a Cigar Authority.
Yeah.
On August 20th, they sat down with Eric Newman, who kind of in charge of JC Newman now, which is the oldest continuous operating single family cigar company in the United States.
Yeah,
and they did the history of the cigar in America, starting about 1700, 1720.
That's great, man.
And they brought something up there that there was a cigar shop in Pennsylvania. I can't remember what city that opened in 1769. They closed in 2010.
Wow.
Man, wow. That's awesome.
What you mean the government didn't bail them out?
We will. Did you hear the beep?
Right.
We don't talk politics.
More to come.
Politics, smolitics. They ought to save their breath.
That's right.
Yes.
So I got to say that's some of the best ideas you've come up with is doing that. I love that. the movies and stuff. I think
Mhm.
it's great.
Man, yeah.
I just text y'all
I
one
love that.
that I remember a cigar scene in it that I definitely want to do some research on that one. And it would be a good movie. I think everybody would love watching it. And I'll just leave it at that.
There was an NCI, and I'm not necessarily I'm not an NCI fan, but I was flipping over on Hulu or something like that anyway, and I seen Ted Danson was in one of the NCI or CSI. I'm sorry, CSI.
Yeah, he was one of the CSIs.
CSS. Thank you.
And I think it was
and-
actually the original CSI he came back on.
It
And
may
he was
be.
one of the chiefs or something.
Yeah, and one of the shots was that one of the cops, his daughter decided to get into law enforcement, and they were not close, you
Right.
know. And he goes up to her and he says, "How you doing?" Whatever else, and she flips her case open, and there's a 4-pack right there.
Oh, wow.
And I went, "Hello." Now
Hello.
I couldn't see, what kind, because I love seeing the bands and saying, "Okay, what is that?" And normally, if I get a color of the band, I pop it,
Right.
But I couldn't see it. But I thought that was kind of cool.
John doing his Google foo right now. See if
Yes,
he can get it.
Yes.
So
He was on, it was 2 seasons,
What was
CSI Cyber.
Cyber, really?
Mhm.
Man, I love Ted Danson. I do. A great actor. I love to watch his stuff.
I like him in
Come on,
Orville.
come on, Orville. I've
Yeah.
never seen that.
Yeah,
I
it's
will.
it's a Star Trek spoof, but it's gotten so popular that it's like Seth MacFarlane produces it.
The
Okay.
the first 2 seasons were great. Have you watched season 3?
Yeah,
They were bought out by Hulu, or Hulu
Yeah.
picked it up, and I just wasn't.
I liked it.
I think they influenced the show a lot more. That was kind of a Star Trek spoof those first 2 seasons, and I thought the 3rd season
It wasn't as funny as the first 2 seasons.
Really?
it wasn't as funny. And if you notice, Seth himself wasn't in it as much.
Yeah.
So I think he was losing some control on it. And,
I'd still
And,
keep watching it though.
but
I really
Ted,
enjoyed
Ted
it.
Danson has a role in that one.
Yeah, he does.
How about that? Yeah, I used to watch Becker and Cheers and all that kind of stuff.
I love
Oh,
going
yeah.
back and watching like
God.
1982 to 1980.
Man, yeah.
The Coach episode,
The Coach. Oh, yeah,
Ernie
man.
Pantuso episode.
Yes.
Come on,
Yeah.
man.
Cheers.
That was great. God, that
Once
was
you get
great.
past that, I find Cheers hard to watch.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
hard to
I
watch.
think that they noticed that too.
Yeah.
I do.
Well,
Yeah.
the show
Right.
changed. I thought the show
Right.
evolved nicely, but it's every show's the same thing. But every show's the same thing. Every Three's Company was the same thing. Every Big Bang Theory is the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's
And I know I'm going to rub people the wrong way with this one, but I did not enjoy Big Bang Theory. I try watching it. I find
tried.
some of the jokes funny,
I tried.
but I didn't like the film transitions in it. I thought the story was a little rough.
No,
It's
I'm with you.
it panders to the nerd a little too much
Yeah.
without enough
Yep.
in between, because they'll literally just like switch scenes like that, and you're
Right.
like,
Right.
I didn't think we were done here yet.
Yeah. Right.
So
Yeah.
it caters more to a more ADHD crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Which there's nothing wrong with.
I enjoy it so much.
Yeah.
There's
there
nothing
you go.
wrong with that.
There you are. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
John the
I-
geek. Of course.
Me and my Ritalin. And
Yeah, yeah. Now I want the other side of that right there. And one of my favorite shows of all that I tried not to miss an episode of, I found it again the other day, and I went, "Hey, Third Rock from the Sun."
oh man, it's been ages since I watched
God,
that.
I watched it, and I laugh and I laugh and I laugh. So that's some good stuff right there.
I always loved the alien aspect of that show.
Yes.
I think it's what really kind of got me into aliens and stuff, because it was just like, I want to see more of their technology and stuff, and they never show anything.
Come
like
on.
that.
Oh man. Oh, now
I
you're
gotta
talking.
watch that show again.
Yeah, now you're talking down my alley.
every time that comes up, I always think Alf too. I don't know
Alf.
why.
Alf was such an interesting show because you think about the premise behind it,
Mm.
and you go,
Eating cats.
yeah, you're like, what the heck is this? This is crazy.
I had a buddy of mine loved Alf, man. He just loved Alf. But there's a show out there that I'm very surprised that there's not that much cigar smoking in it that I thought would be loaded with it. And now, of course, I've gotten older, because I used to watch it when I was early teens and mid-teens. Barney Miller. And of course, I think you're too young for that.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
Barney Miller used to be, oh God, what a show.
Oh, they
What a
were just
show.
talking about that on Mike Rose podcast.
Were they
this week.
really? Oh.
With a retired cop.
Oh my God, that was such a great show, man. That was
Great stories.
Oh, fantastic.
Excellent,
Fish.
excellent theme. You can hear,
Oh.
it's a theme that you mentioned, Barney Miller. That's the first thing you
Got the
it goes
bass
through, you
going
go
on.
boom, right. You're right there.
Dun-along, dun-along. Oh man.
He says
what a great show.
America, Greatest American Heroes was the best, and then somebody said BJ and the Bear.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
BJ,
and the Bear. I actually had that as a profile picture for a while.
I
Did
had
you
no
really?
idea.
And
what
I
that
have
is.
the box set of Greatest American Hero.
Holy moly! Golly, you are a geek, aren't you, John?
Yes.
Gracious. Wow, that's great.
That's my
dude.
setup.
Indeed, yeah. Were you a Magnum PI fan?
Not when Magnum was originally on.
Right.
I guess probably, that was 80 to 88.
Yeah.
And kind of my TV viewing habits were
Right.
influenced by my parents a little bit, and they weren't.
Yeah.
But I really now like Magnum, and I'll be honest, I even like the new Magnum PI. I hated Higgins becoming female, and but
Right.
that I've fallen in. I like the new Magnum. I don't know if it's still on. COVID screwed up a lot of these shows, but no. But the show that did have cigars that everybody remembers, that was
All in the Family.
well, All in the Family is a whole different. But I'm amazed you can buy the box set of All in the Family
Oh,
at Walmart
man.
still.
My
That's
God.
right up there with Blazing Saddles. You wonder how long you're going to be able to buy.
You're right.
I had a
too.
meme on Facebook the other day that they edited
Golly.
Blazing Saddles for TV. It will air between 8 and 8:07.
That's about right.
But
I gotta rewatch
I
that.
was
You're
thinking,
That's funny.
good old Hannibal. 18.
Oh yes, A-Team. My God, yeah. And
I was
Tommy
go-
brought up a great one too. Columbo.
Oh,
I'm a Columbo freak. I love Columbo. God, that's so good. Excuse me, ma'am.
But you're
Pardon me.
throwing Columbo out there, and it really doesn't go cigar wise, but
Yeah.
Quincy, we brought up CSI. Quincy is the original CSI.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
right.
care who,
You're right.
who you are.
Good job, John. Good shot. Man, ain't it the truth? Wow, that's so cool. Oh, wow.
All
Yeah,
these dumb cop investigative shows.
Yeah.
Quincy was
yeah.
the original.
I think Quincy had too much testosterone. He had to get his hands in everything, And I'm going, geez, man, you're just a doctor, dude.
I was
you know?
talking to a nurse. I don't know. It was when I was having my laser eye surgeries or something, and she was doing something with the syringe, and I said, "Oh, just like Quincy." And she looked at me like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And she was probably 21 or 22 years old.
She wondered, what in the world? Would you call me?
She'd be lucky if her parents remembered.
That's true. That's true.
Jeez.
Holy moly! But yeah, man, those are some great shows.
So if you've
back
got
then.
ideas, throw them out. I mean,
Man, yeah, God, yeah, I would love. that.
even go back. Let's do a quick impromptu. Burns and Allen. Would have George Burns been the same person without his cigar?
Oh man, no.
He smoked a cigar until
No.
he died at
No.
101.
Yeah,
You
Milton
know,
Berle, same way.
you know,
Milton Berle, George Burns, either one of those two right there. Monte Cristo lovers, both of them. Man, oh man,
they're just iconic pieces that go with Burns, goes with
Right.
Groucho. Like you said,
wow, man. Now you're way to go, John. That's how good. Man, you're zipping right straight down through there.
and that's
Wow.
what
I have no idea
this
what
is
they're
going
talking
to
about.
probably be one episode a month that we're going to chat about this stuff.
Yeah.
But it's always so
man.
great to go down. Devin's obviously younger than Gary and I.
Right.
Gary and I have different TV memories, but
Right.
Devin's probably going to end up talking about some Dungeons and Dragons demon or whatever that would be.
What did they smoke on Friends?
That's it. Yeah, right. Yeah. Why didn't they smoke anything on Stranger Things? Why in the world didn't they do that?
And
That's probably-
Stranger Things is 80. I've not really gotten into the show, but as 80s focused as that is,
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
I knew in the 80s, I was high school, 86 to
Right on.
90. everybody I knew smoked.
Smoked.
You know,
Everybody.
Smaller high school by
Yeah.
today's standards, 1,500
Yeah.
students, 80% of us
Yeah.
smoked. I don't
Yeah.
care what you said.
Oh,
I don't
God,
care
yeah.
what your mom and dad
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah.
Cigarettes were part of life.
Yeah. And if you went and bought a new car or a used car
Yeah.
of some kind, you got the cigarette smell inside, and there was
There-
no,
there
there
was-
was, it was a shoulder shrug.
There was,
That's all.
there was, I bought a,
No.
ironically, it popped up in my memories, but I bought a Fiat a while ago.
Yeah.
And the reason I bought it, and I bought it cheap because they could not get the cigar smell out of it.
Yeah.
And my
yeah.
idea is, I drive this
yeah,
around
that's-
and
it's
smoke
perfect.
cigars in it and
Yeah.
things. And
You ought to be able to buy them that way now. Yeah, well,
Right.
this one right here's got a cigar smell to it. It's got a Hoya de Monterey smell to it, but yeah, it's
Mm.
got okay, great. I'll take it.
this one smells like Frescas. This one's like Quorums.
Yeah.
Where's the one that smells like acids? Never sell.
Yeah.
They sell, but you got to be into those 26, 28
That's right.
inch
Yeah, yeah. You gotta eat a gummy to go test drive it though. Oh God, yeah. Oh man, that's bringing back some memories there. That was good. I enjoyed that. That was fun.
Well, good
Well,
deal.
see, as
Oh.
crazy as it is, we're watching a cigar podcast. Look at the comments. Boom, boom,
Oh,
boom,
yeah,
boom,
yeah.
boom, boom.
Yeah.
It's just not stopping.
No,
Mhm.
not at all.
Oh yeah, man.
And,
Golly.
and that I think attests to cigars.
Mhm. Indeed, that's what I love about it.
We're sitting here. We've got a fabulous cigar.
Right.
Nice, easy smoking
Right.
cigar. You guys got a
Right.
good drink. I've got my Mountain Dew Zero.
Right.
Too bad.
Well, I'm doing water. It's
But,
much better.
Well, water's supposed to be, I'm probably smoking the least healthy thing or drinking the least healthy thing. But we're sitting here and we're having a conversation. We're BSing about nothing.
Multi-generation
You know,
too. Yeah.
This show
Yeah.
won't change the world, but
Yeah.
we're laughing, we're having fun.
We're Seinfelding it.
Yeah, Seinfelding it right on. Yeah.
I
Right.
listened to a podcast with one of the key writers from Seinfeld, the last half of
How
the
was
series.
that?
Oh, well, Seinfeld's part of this podcast, and he does it's a car podcast, and it's just on a different level. You got one of the writers from Seinfeld, and it's his podcast, and then there's a accident attorney, personal injury attorney on there who's made bank.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's got
Right.
they own cars together and all
Sure.
this other stuff. And then Jerry pops up now and then. They got an editor from Motor Trend that's pretty regular. They have a editor from Road and Track that pops in every now and then. But they talk cars, and you get a little bit of Jerry's insights, and they do listener questions. And to hear Zuckerman talk about, we got to try it. And they do a Dear Abby section where Zuckerman, who's a very in-your-face, blunt, you get a Dear Abby letter, and he kind of doesn't exactly answer it in the friendly tones Dear Abby does, but
It's my kind of guy.
but
My
no,
kind of guy.
this guy, this is the writer when he was mid-20s. He used to write for Letterman, and then he got to Seinfeld. He wrote The Soup Nazi.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
wow.
And he says he gets credit for writing The Soup Nazi. But it was it was everybody. He came up with the concept and he wrote the script, and then all the other writers helped polish it. So it wasn't totally him, but the Soup Nazi idea was his. And he tells the story about pitching it to Jerry and Larry David, and they said, if they laugh, you sold it. And he was scared, he was, 24, 26 years old, going in
Wow.
to sell this, pitch this first pitch he ever did to Jerry and Larry, and, just scared out of his mind. And he kind of went over it. And when he came out, everybody said, you did great. We could hear him laughing out here. So
Wow.
that was the green light for them to go ahead and put the whole thing together. And then when they shot it, he thought I think it was that episode that he thought it was so bad because Larry spent days and days editing it. And he came out of the editing room and he finally said to Spike's the guy's name. Spike, I think I got it the best I could. And then, of course, he said the show aired, the show ended. Jerry called him and said, what did you do? And he's thinking, oh no, the show. Jerry said he had never had so many calls during an episode of Seinfeld. complimenting the show and congratulating them on an excellent episode as that episode. And we all know that,
Yeah.
you know, so it, like I said, you get these insights into Seinfeld with it. And they're all cigar smokers. They'll go over to Zuckerman's house and record an episode. You know, he overlooks Hollywood in his house, and they'll smoke cigars. Zuckerman doesn't smoke cigars, but Spike and them do. And they're big Tatawate fans. And one of the hosts is good friends with Pete Johnson. And, you know, they worry about burning Zuckerman's white leather outdoor furniture. You know, it's just one of those
Yeah.
things.
I
Spike's
love
car
that.
radio, by the way. So.
I love that.
That
Yeah.
makes me think because I really enjoy the Larry. Oh my God, what was
Larry David show?
I loved that show. It was so sarcastic. Gosh, I don't know
That's
what it was.
what I need to sit down and watch. See, I never watched Seinfeld back in the day.
Huh.
And I finally, in the last couple of years, fell into that Seinfeld thing. And
Yeah.
Seinfeld's one of those rare comedians. And
Right.
I still remember I saw Saget perform in 2010 in Mississippi, 2009 in
Yeah.
Mississippi. And he came out and he thanked his opener. And the opener might have been better than Saget. And then Saget pointed out, you know, he didn't say one swear word.
Oh,
And to do humor in this day and age without
Wow.
cussing
right.
is extremely difficult.
It is,
And that's
yeah.
the way Jerry does it.
Right.
Jerry doesn't cuss.
Yeah.
Right,
You know,
right.
and to be able to write, and it just takes a certain level of understanding of the humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I call it doing a Larry Miller because Larry Miller's the same way. He's old. He's getting on up there in age now, but Larry Miller, who's played in many movies and done many things, both, and he started to stand up, and Larry Miller is one of the best about having clean comedy, and I love his stuff. He's such an just such an artist, and about what he does, it's amazing. I love
You
that.
guys need to watch Jim Gaffigan if you haven't.
Yeah,
if you wanna
yeah,
see
yeah.
some
Oh,
good-
yeah,
yeah.
no, Jim.
Golly.
Yeah. Jim Gaffey's nuts, man. God, yeah.
Well, thank you, Oscar, for popping in, saying hello.
Oh, scared.
Um,
But
well, let's wrap it up.
walking down memory lane, that was good, and we did it with smoke. And
That's right.
boy, that's what I'm talking.
We're going to
about.
take the list that we've got here. We're going to work off of it, throw out
Yeah.
some more.
Sounds good, man.
You
Yeah,
know,
little Denny Craig.
Well, do you want to do TV shows or movies?
throw out stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll select.
Yeah.
We're not going to do every suggestion, and I don't think I want to sit down and watch 12 seasons of something.
Right. Exactly.
But something we might know. I mean, MASH would be another good one that should have had more cigars than it did.
Tons.
Yeah.
Tons.
Did
I
Colonel Potter
totally
smoke
agree.
cigars, or was that
That was
Lieutenant Colonel Henry Blake?
It was both of them, but Potter used to do it on occasion.
Mhm.
He would do a special occasion, but Blake would have one in his tent. You'd see him out there washing clothes. One sticking out of his mouth.
Yeah.
And that was always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good deal.
yeah, I
but,
don't want to sit down and watch the whole MASH series. So,
Don't tempt me. I will. Oh my God, I will.
So again, we are
Yeah.
smoking the this wonderful cigar. It's called the Cigar Clown.
Yep. It's the Not Ron in the Cigar Clown series of the Privada Cigar Club.
Comes out tomorrow, right, John?
Yes, indeed.
comes out tomorrow. I don't know if we can say cigar prices on the podcast anymore with the YouTube things, but it's I think like $11.97 for the Ron, and I think it's $12.97 for what we're smoking, the Not Ron.
Okay.
And I can't see them being drastically different other than size.
Right.
And this is
Yeah.
really my favorite size.
I like this.
Yeah.
I like the heck out of this. This is smooth.
Yeah, it
man.
is.
Very smooth.
I had to buy a couple of the Purple People Eaters. I might have to buy a couple of these, and I'm not working this Sunday. I'm out of town, so
Yeah,
I might
yeah.
have to buy.
Yeah.
You'd be lucky to get some tomorrow.
Oh, well, there it is. You better
There's-
come get them.
there's-
John's gonna get them all.
There's there's less than 50 of them,
Oh, well, that's it. Boy, you better jump hard, high.
and they
on it.
So what? Let's see. You gonna be?
I'm gonna be at Trust. I'm gonna be at Trust Vegas tomorrow.
Bring
Trussville.
cabbage.
Bring you cabbage, BYOB. We just got new chairs back there and new TVs. It's a whole new
That's
kind of
cool.
feel back there.
Nice.
It's getting bigger and better, and
Wow.
we got some new regulars that are there. I mean, I'm talking regulars, like Marvin regulars
Wow.
back there now who come in every day.
How's Marvin doing?
He's doing great.
Good.
He
Good to hear.
is
Good to hear.
slowly teaching me chess
Okay.
because
You'll be good at that.
I am horrible at
You
it.
will.
But he's teaching me
will.
how to see the board better.
Yeah.
Because I have such trouble tracking so many objects at one time like
Yeah.
that. And he's telling me, yeah, you're doing this right. He's showing me how to do it.
Yeah. If you get Northcutt pulled aside, he'll pull you into it too. Yeah, because him and that buddy of mine, Reg, too. That man, they're chess fanatics, man. They love.
They get
chess.
real heavy into that over at Vitola Mountain Dew.
Oh yeah, we've got our own board over there to where you can just sit back there in the back if you want to, and sit back there and stack them up, man, and play back there. Yeah. So, but yeah, I will not be anywhere this weekend. I will be off Saturday. I have a family get together Saturday as well as Sunday for Labor Day. I will be doing a brisket Saturday.
Brisket.
Yeah, I'll be doing a brisket Saturday, and I would like to go public on this right here because I jumped, and when I did, I wasn't thinking. Anyway, I wasn't thinking. But Devin, I owe you an apology, and I would like to say that I told you 2 weeks ago it was going to be 2 weeks before I come over to your house and did some stuff with your smoker, and of course we already had. I didn't know that, but we already had that planned and all that kind of stuff.
It's all right, man.
I apologize
It's
for
all right,
that.
man.
So, yeah. So anyway, that's
Where you going to be, John?
Where you going?
Said, I'm not going to be here Sunday.
gonna be
I'll
off.
be back the following weekend. But I did want to pop just to let everybody know because the crowd's a little bit different when we change guest employees. That Saturday, it's not a regular here at 280. It's going to sound horrible. I can't remember his name, but is filling in on Saturday the 1st. Mike. Yep. And I'm going to fill in, the Saturday the 3rd, and I'm filling in on Saturday the 17th. So I'll be here both the 17th and 18th.
Okay.
Nice.
So there's an extra day to get your John on.
Get your John on.
right.
I love it. I love that, man.
So thank you for
sir.
joining us today. Remember,
Yeah.
like, share, subscribe, all
Big
the
time.
buttons. Thank you, John. Thank you, Gary.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
Thank
big
you,
time.
Adam. Amador.
I'm a door.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I
very
realized
good.
as I was drinking it that I hadn't had anything to eat before it. So I'm feeling it a little bit more than I normally do. Other than that, we're doing good.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, he's doing real
Remember,
good.
stay out of the left lane of traffic.
Oh, please.
We're
God.
just going to go clowning around. right?
Well,
That's right.
sounds good.
Clowning around. Bye, y'all.
Go later.
God, that creeps me out.
He done it. Good smoke, though. I got to say that. Good smoke. Mm.